Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor. Daily Compliance News for August 31st, 2023, the Swiss AML edition. We begin with that story from the Financial Times as Switzerland unveils money laundering clampdown. The country plans to require more disclosure to address reputation as its haven for dubious financial shenanigans. It's proposed sweeping measures to clamp down on money laundering, and the finance minister unveiled reforms Tuesday to increase transparency and close legal loopholes by requiring the ultimate beneficial owners of trusts and companies to be declared. At present, Switzerland is the only European country not to have such a national registry of ownership. Next up, also from the Financial Times, the Chinese crackdown on corruption in the healthcare sector is literally ripping through that sector. In July, at one hospital, doctors were called into a 6:30 a.m. urgent meeting and were told the hospital would be placed under investigation for corruption. And the hospital instructed the doctors that while it would be open, they were focused on reporting each other to the authorities and conducting self-inspection. The Chinese Communist Party Central Commission will probably send an inspection team to the hospital to decide, quote, who to arrest, end quote. So think about that for your corruption violations, sending someone to your company to decide who to arrest. Next up from Bloomberg Law, Justin Daniels and Amy Chipperson submitted an article that the NIST framework can nudge companies towards trustworthy AI use. They believe that the NIST standards around risk management frameworks can help organizations develop an approach to AI development and operations. The framework can be a resource and can be something that you can use as a benchmark going forward. And our final story comes to us from the Wall Street Journal, Risk and Compliance Journal, Mingy Sun reporting that Goldman Sachs has agreed to pay $5.5 million over audio recording failures during the pandemic. Its traders failed to record and retain mobile device calls made during the pandemic. The fine was from the CFTC, that's the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, and follows a long line of additional fines and penalties, including Goldman paying some $200 million in September 2022. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.